Future Dana here. We are trying to reach 5,000 subscribers, and when we do, in order to celebrate that milestone for our channel, we are going to do a question and answer video. So if you have a question that you would like answered, list it in the comments below and check back when we reach 5,000 subscribers for that Q&A video. Hi, Dana here. Welcome to Sew Learn Create. If you like our content, be sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified when we do new videos. Also, we have a Patreon page if you'd like to support us with different tier levels, and also I have most of the tutorials in sewing kits on my Etsy shop. Today's project is a fun one, and it's called a pocket hug. It's a little tiny square, but inside is a heart, so when you put it in your pocket and you feel it, you feel that hug from the person that you love. So let's get started. For today's project, the pocket hug, you'll need the following supplies. You'll need 2 pieces of fabric for a front and a back, and those are 2.5-inch square fabrics. And this is a great scrap buster for all those little pieces you have left over. You'll need some cardboard, a piece of paper to make your heart shape, and some glue to glue your cardboard together. So the easiest way to make a heart is just what you learned in grade school. Take a piece of paper, fold it, and draw one side of your heart, and it doesn't need to be very big, and then cut that out. And remember, you always want to use paper scissors to cut this, not your good sewing scissors. So then you cut your heart out. And that's a little smaller, so you want to make it a little bigger. But then you would just trace it on your cardboard, and you would cut 2 pieces out of your cardboard because you want to glue those together because you want them a little bit thicker than a single piece of cardboard. I'm just going to trace those out. You would cut those out and then just glue them together so that they're a little bit thicker, so that when you feel it inside your pocket, the hug, you can actually feel that heart and it won't bend on you over time. So you would cut those out, glue them together, and let them sit while you sew your pieces together. So to sew them together, you're going to start with your right sides or pretty sides together, just like that. And you're going to stitch all the way around, leaving an opening, but you need to leave it big enough for that heart to fit into. So it needs to be a little bigger than what you think. But you do want to come around those corners because it's easier to stitch when you top stitch and make it look nice. So just put your red and green clip there for your beginning and your ending, and just make sure that opening is big enough to fit that heart through. And then clip on all 4 sides. So when we go to the machine, we're going to start at our green clip, go all the way around, and stop at our red clip. So let's go to the machine. Now with the machine, we're going to start at our green clip, so all the way around, and leave this, stop at the red, and leave this tiny opening for our heart. So we're going to line it up, take our green clip off, we want to start right here, and I'm going to use the outside edge of my foot as my seam allowance guide. When I get to the corner, I'm going to leave my presser foot down, lift my needle down, lift my presser foot, rotate it, and I want to make sure that's lined up nice and straight with this edge. Now I'm going to put my finger here when I take my red clip off to remind me kind of where I need to stop after I turn that corner. And then I'm going to put my fingers so I know that I've got at least a finger's width for that heart to slip in. And I'm going to back stitch a little. Then we'll go back to the mat and finish it, do our next step. now we've stitched all the way around and we've left a small opening here at the bottom. So we're going to clip our corners diagonally. We just want to make sure that we don't cut that stitching. And we're going to do that on all 4 corners. And that reduces the bulk, so when you turn it, it will lay a little nicer. So we've clipped our corners. Then we're going to find our opening, which is a small project, so small opening. And we're going to turn it right side out. And then I like to use a chopstick to make my corners poke out. So you just want to do it gently so that you don't poke that stitching out. And the reason we came around the corners on the bottom where we left our opening was so that when we turned it right side out, we get all 4 corners already sewn. If you leave the whole bottom open, it's a little bit harder to turn it and make it look nice. So I found if I just go around those corners just a little bit, then I get all 4 corners turned out. This one needs a little help here. There we go. Then I'm going to press it, and I want to make sure that that fabric folds in. So when I top stitch this, then it will catch it and close that opening. I'm going to iron it so it's nice and flat. And then here's my cardboard heart that I cut out. Don't use your good sewing scissors. And I'm going to trim it up. I've glued it. I've let it sit for just a little bit. And I'm going to trim it up so it doesn't have any rough edges. Then I'm going to take that heart and I'm going to slide it into my pocket. And then when we go back to the machine, we're going to top stitch all the way around. And you might have to, you'll feel it when you're stitching, but you might have to move that heart around inside to make sure it doesn't go through your machine needle. So let's go back to the machine. Now we're going to stitch all the way around to close up this opening and top stitch both layers together. So I'm going to start, I don't want to start right in that corner because it's hard for you and the machine. So I'm going to start just off the corner, and I'm going to use the inside edge of my foot as my guide this time. And that gives me a real narrow top stitch. Again, when I get to those corners, needle down, lift and turn. And when I get back, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to go back over my original stitching just to lock those all in place and do a little back stitch. Clip my threads, and now your project's complete. I hope you liked today's project, the Pocket Hug. And if you make one, leave a comment below on who you made your pocket hug for. So, see you in the next one.